lucky. You read in the set list. We're going to play all Rolling Stones and Beatles songs.
Alright. Well, thanks for coming to spend your Saturday evening with us here. It is Saturday, right?
Yeah.
If it was Friday, I'd be like, hey, what else do you have to do? So I believe, we couldn't hear what she was saying, Barb, but I guess we're gonna do some Grape songs. So we're just.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay, kicks off. Good night.
This is.
Okay, I'm just gonna get his tools out.
It's gonna get kind of wild.
I thought you were gonna get your tools out and start working the guitar.
This song is called "Oh Lucky Man." 2, 3, 4.
Oh lucky man, oh lucky man.
This song's called You May Be Right, and it goes a little bit like this. 3, 4. Been far too long, I thought your name was history. Been far too long, I thought you'd find some face for me. So don't ask what's wrong, I'll tell you all the same things again. I'll tell you all the same things again. I'll tell you all the same things again. You may be right, I just wanna see you tonight. So don't call back, I'll probably never see you again. Don't ask what's wrong, I'm trying to make you understand. I'll tell you all over again. Tomorrow I'll be nothing then. No point of view, depending on who you knew. You picked me up fast, I'll never let it happen again. So don't ask what's wrong, I'll tell you all the same things again. I'll tell you all the same things again. I'll tell you all the same things again. You may be right, I just wanna see you tonight. So don't call back, I'll probably never see you again. Don't ask what's wrong, I'm trying to make you understand. I'll tell you all over again. Tomorrow I'll be nothing then. Yeah, 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 yeah. Been far too long, I thought your name was history. But then one day, I saw your face in front of me. So don't ask what's wrong, I tell you all the same things again. I tell you all the same things again. I tell you all the same things again. You may be right, I just wanna see you tonight. So don't call back, I'll probably never see you again. Don't ask what's wrong, try to make you understand. I'll tell you all over again. Tomorrow I'll be nothing then. Yeah, 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 right. I just wanna see you tonight. So don't call back, I'll probably never see you again. Don't ask what's wrong, I'm trying to make you understand. I'll tell you all over again. Tomorrow I'll be nothing then. Woo! Thank you, folks. Thanks for coming. Man, I thought it was the words in the first verse.
I'm a bit nervous here. I've heard so much about Hugh's place. I mean, it's a beautiful place, and also we're playing in Toronto. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Because if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
I heard there's jobs in Toronto.
This is the oldest Grapes of Wrath song that we're willing to play. It's from 1983, and it was written not too long after I lost my virginity, so I became an expert on matters of the heart, and so you're welcome in advance. I wish I could have taken my own advice. I was rather sage-like as a young man, but then I went on to have a whole lifetime of mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry isn't much. It doesn't take a trick. Trying to find who's wrong. It doesn't matter much. I try to hold out my hands, praying that you'll take trust in my misunderstanding. You don't wanna talk, you wanna turn your back. Anger's just a mask. Either when it cracks, I try to hold on my hand, praying that she'll take trust in my misunderstanding. In our hearts, something's going to change. I try to hold on my hands, praying that you'll take trust in my love, misunderstanding. Misunderstanding.
This next song, it's called Mexico. It's one of our most recent records. This song...
And by recent, I mean like 12 years ago.
Yeah, and every time I hear about a record, it's like 1999 or 1997 or something like that, I go, oh, that's a new one, 1997, I got that one, that's great. My ex-wife at the time sent me a message. We were kind of living apart, and she said, I don't want to see you anymore. And this is like 2019, just before COVID. Anyway, so I said, okay, that's it. I'm gonna go to Mexico then. I don't need it, I don't need you. I'm gonna do it all we've been together since I was 22. I hadn't done anything by myself ever, she took care of everything. So I booked a flight to Mexico, and I'm landing in Mexico City, an all-night flight, and the booking, deep plating takes a million years now. I'll get into that later, but everyone's, so I was kind of playing a little game on my phone, and, I'm close to the back seat, and finally my row starts going, so I put my phone down, put my jacket on, and I left my phone on the seat. And so I started deplaning, and I realized like 4 rows down, it's like, oh, my phone. So I go back, wait for everyone, and I go, and of course, no, it's not there. And inside my phone was my credit cards, like everything.
A picture of me.
Yeah, a picture of Kevin. My favorite picture of Kevin. And I was like, what the hell do I do? And of course, the stewardess, or what they call them now, flight attendants, is like, the plane was empty. All my mascara was running to my face as I was crying. And I was like, okay, go to this certain room, and I waited, and they said, no, we've had people, and there's nothing, it's not there. And I was like, what do I do? But I had an iPad, and guess who I contacted right away? My wife! And of course, she had, my youngest son was down visiting, not visiting, on a work holiday in Mexico, close to where I was, and she'd given him because he's the son, a special credit card just in case something happens, so guess who got that? I did! The song's called Mexico, and it goes a little bit like this.
And then November comes, and the sun is gone. The rain turns to snow, it gets too cold, goes on and on. I made my money from work, I get some friends involved. You know we're gonna fly south, we're gonna be like birds, we're gonna have some fun. So it's off to Mexico, everybody's dying to go. So it's off to Mexico, no one ever shovels snow. Scandinavian's depressed, he shines a light green to his head. It cheers him up a bit, but for the price of it, could buy a ticket to the sun. So it's off to Mexico, everybody's dying to go. So it's off to Mexico, no one ever shovels snow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My northern home, I like Christmas too, but after 3 dark months I wanna feel the sun, I wanna have some fun.
Although it was so beautiful today, you don't need to go to Mexico today. Thank you.
This is another song from that record, one that we didn't play for, I don't know, since the record came out, basically. We're gonna play it for you now. Lucky you. So, what can I say? The song is from when I used to live in Toronto, and I moved out here. My wife lived in Orangeville, and I lived, where was it? Kelowna, and so we converged on Toronto back in 2010. And this was a song that I'd kind of given up on, but she liked it, so I made it our alarm on my phone. So we would wake up to this song, and I figured, well, maybe eventually it'll inspire me to write something. So this song is about waking up and not wanting to get out of bed because your apartment is really fucking cold. And, I mean, it wasn't so cold when you went to bed, it just got cold overnight. That's one of the good things, I guess, about when the weather gets colder. Like for half the year I've got one leg out of the covers trying to regulate my body temperature, but at least in the winter I can avoid getting up. Gone off a couple times, well, in our minds we make mental list and calculate the minutes it'll take to take on the day, and all we've gotta do, just one
one more minute or two. Just right to fall asleep is too cold to get up. While in bed we fight to keep that calling us. Take on the day before we're called to task. Just one more moment to bask. Take on the day and all we've gotta do. Just one more minute or two. For me and you. Gone off again, but we both know where we belong. Lying here, or is it laying and listening to the song? Take on the day before we're called to task. Just one more moment to bask. Take on the day and all we've gotta do. Just one more minute or two. For me and you.
Look at this confusing set list now. We thought we were so clever. It's like, what's going on?
It's like a map that we've drawn all over the felt.
It says school sucks. This song's from an album we did called, we're going to do lots of songs from this album called Now and Again. I don't think we've done any songs yet. No, we haven't. This song's called Stay, and it's about a girl named Lisa. I went out with like 6 Lisas in my life, and this is like the 3rd, I think it was. And when she was really fantastic. And she used to wear like this black kind of Morrissey glasses with the black turtleneck.
She was like a blonde Nana Muscuri.
Kind of exactly. Exactly. She sang like that too.
Yes, in Greece.
This song's called Stay. It was a little bit like that.
Don't know who's right, don't know who's lying, but if you stay, we'll work it out alone. Know what I want, that's what I'm saying. I want you here with me, so don't go home. Will you stay with me after dawn? If I say to you I was wrong, I can't stay with you for so long. Stay with me after dawn. Don't know what night, is this a trial? But I know where you should be all the time. Know what I said, I wasn't lying. 'Cause if you do, you won't be in my life. Will you stay with me after dawn? If I say to you I was wrong, I can't stay with you for so long. Will you stay with me after dawn? say we didn't have a fight. We can go on all through the night. Why must I stay away? And in the morning everything's the same, and we can go on for another day. Why must I stay away so long? Why must I stay away? What they have said, don't listen to them, 'cause if you do, you won't be in my life. Don't know who's right, don't know who's lying. Just stay with me and everything's alright. Will you stay with me after dawn? If I say to you I was wrong, I can't stay with you for so long. No, will you stay with me after dawn?
Is this song on the same record?
Okay, what are we doing? We ever, you can do this or do that?
Well, we've already done that one.
Sorry, I forgot.
I'm nervous.
Yes, that is on the same record, Kevin.
Excellent. So this is also on the Now and Again record. I don't know because I don't listen to our records.
Well, I do
unless I
all
have
the
to
time.
learn a song.
Listen to our records every day.
Yes.
Sit back.
With your great big huge headphones. This song is actually originally in the key of G minor. For those of you who care, and it was done in that key because I read that Don Henley said you should always try and sing at the top of your range because it sounds more emotional, and that's the last time I've ever taken advice from Don Henley. We're going to play it in E minor, which I think is plenty high enough. Thank you very much. Also, it's got a wordless component to the song, a la 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 part. So if you feel like singing along and joining in with us, again, the words are la la la.
I have my lyrics written out for that part.
Can we project them behind us?
Time had come for me to find myself and take what I could take. You thought you'd find yourself a dream that wouldn't end the moment you'd away. I don't want any strings, you'd say to me again and again. Somehow I still believed it, even while between the lines, I could see me running by. Too far away and felt the toll it takes. And all you learn's how much you're capable of paying, and who's the first it breaks. I don't want any strings, you'd say to me. It hurts too much to break them when the feelings leave much as I thought of now.
wants to feel the same. If you sang along, thank you. You hold a special place in my heart.
We're going to do a song from...
What? Oh no. Oh.
Feeling like I want to change it up. This song's called Sell the Goat from an album we did back in the year 2000. And just me and Kevin did this after the Grapes broke. We got back together to do this Grapes Wrath album in the 2000. And this is off that record, which you can now finally get on Spotify and all those streaming sites, where we each get
Zero nothing. It was released by a reportedly shady label. We've never met them. The label we were on went out of business. They ran that into the ground pretty quick. We had nothing to do with it. They had those offices here in Toronto. It was called Songcorp.
And they were just beautiful, brand new offices. Zillions of dollars. I'm like, you guys aren't expecting us to come.
Well, it was like you could have driven cars around in that office building. They had way more space than purpose. Anyway,
it's the great song's called Sell the Goat, and it's about a friend of mine on Salts for Gallon. It goes a little bit like this.
Heavy hand, the heart has spoken, and it's left me so uncertain. Fast asleep, and low ones watching. Change your life and solve your problems. Sell the goat, build your fortune. Spare the love, pass the buck you choose. To buy love, it all reflects on you. You walked away from your attachments. Now you're left there in some great mansion. Can you still remember when you relied on me? I was your friend. Sell the goat, build your fortune, you. Spare the love, pass the buck you choose. To buy your love, it all reflects on you. Still, can you give me just a little change your mind, but you always want the other way. Still, could you give me just a little time? We'll be together, I'll change your mind, but you always want the other way. Still, could you give me just a little time? We'll be together, I'll change your mind, but you always want the other way.
Thank you.
This song isn't necessarily about Kelowna. It could be about any place that you hated growing up. Just in my case, it was about Kelowna, and it's not so much too about hating it. No, I guess that's what it is. I thought there was kind of a subtext to it, but not especially.
Outside the sun competed, now we're going back to the town. In unpleasant memories and in a pleasant town. The pain when you used to live there, and I couldn't wait for you to get away. Oh, my heart's being pulled around in a backward town so far away.
Indeed.
My old school is getting drunk out of town. Don't think they'll ever get out. Go home just to realize why I had to get out. The pain when you used to live there, and I couldn't wait for you to get away. Oh, my heart's beating all around in a backward town so far away, so far away. I'm down in a backward town. 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 The pain when you used to live there, and I couldn't wait for you to get away. Oh, my heart's
Thank you, folks. We're going to do one more song, and then we're going to take a break and go talk about cats again backstage. A couple hours and take some pictures.
Look at cats on the internet.
Fantastic. So we're going to do a song. This song was written, we were on a tour, on the Treehouse album, on this gigantic tour of the United States. Probably the last one.
Do you remember the United States?
I'm too scared to go now, but anyway. So we had this night off though in Denver, Colorado, and Pink Floyd happened to be playing right at the same place where the Holiday Inn, and it was like basically attached to the Holiday Inn. It's called Mile High Stadium, so we'll get to that later. But anyways, so we had friends who were actually working merchandise for Pink Floyd, so they actually didn't get us backstage passes, but like entrance passes, all access.
They were front stage passes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought, wouldn't it be great if we got some magic mushrooms? What a great idea, right? What could go wrong? So everyone agreed, so I went down to the parking lot, and there's a deadhead guy there, and I bought like a big garbage bag full of, like a crate full of mushrooms, like brought them up like Santa to the room, and I proceeded to take like 3 handfuls of them, and you maybe didn't do 3 handfuls.
I did half. I did a medicinal amount, 2 grams.
So anyway, it's time to go to the show, and so let's go. And at that point, I was like, starting to feel kind of strange. And where we entered the stadium was like right next to the stage. So we walked out, and there's like 50,000 people like looking at me and judging me, pointing at me. And I didn't last one. I gotta get out of here. Not even one song. The first song was this crap that's going on with that.
One of these days.
And the band things were going everywhere. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I had the pass, so I'm like running up the stairs with holding it like this in front of me, like, so let me through. And I ran all the way to the hotel, ran to the room, locked the door, and from the hotel room window, you could see like the pigs floating up in smoke. And it was like, and it was getting worse and worse. I was like, fuck yeah! You fucker! Like, all your music is based to screw people up like me. And I thought Kevin and my brother Chris, who plays in the band, I thought they were dead. It's like, my mascara was running again. I was like, ah! And then finally, like after 10 hours, although it was probably like 90 minutes or something.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time.
Yeah, so they come to the door, it's like, you're alive! And this song's about that, and it goes a little bit like this.
Let me see through all the lights. I know I'll feel better in time. You should have told me a lie. Tell you why, I don't know what was going through my head. Now things have cleared, I'm not dead. Now that I've settled in bed, you should have told me a lie. I'll tell you why, I don't know what was going through my head. What if I walked off the line? And what if I never revived? You should have told me a lie. I'll tell you why, I don't know what was going through my head. You know I should have been red. You know I should have been led. Down and deep inside, I am safer now than I want to. Away from everything on my own, on my way through the night. I wake up, I don't know where I've been. And then I'll start over again. You should have told me a lie. Tell you why, I don't know what was going through my head. I'll tell you why, I don't know what was going through my head. You know I should have been red. You know I should have been red. You know I could have been dead.
t-shirt. Money can buy.
I'm good.
You're still here.
You're still here.
Yes, we're just talking about cats again and dogs. Sorry, I'm just tuning right now because usually we just have backing tapes and sing and dance to it, but we thought we'd play the guitars. It's kind of complicated. Thank you so much. This song is from our most recent record, which we talked about before, from 2013. Thanks. So we gotta do a new one, which we're gonna work on that soon. The song is called "Good to See You," and it's dedicated to all of you. And we really appreciate, after all these years, coming to Toronto and having you. Thank you. This song's for you. It's really good record.
I've been hiding down and hanging low, tired of all the same, watching as the seasons come and go again, just waiting for something new to change my point of view. When I saw you, I remembered when I had you, then I lost you. I've been high, I've been low, funny how the years just seem to come and go. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. I've been high, I've been low, funny how the years just seem to come and go. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. Summer stars that shine so bright, it'll meet you tonight. Forget about the things we said, they don't matter now. 'Cause all I wanna hear is you always want me near. When I saw you, I remember when I lost you. Now I found you here. I've been high, I've been low, funny how the years just seem to come and go. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. I've been high, I've been low, funny how the years just seem to come and go. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. It's been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. Found my friend, he won't get away again. When I saw you, I remember when I lost you. Now I found you here. I've been high, I've been low, funny how the years just seem to come and go. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. I've been high, I've been low, funny how the years just seem to come and go. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. Been a long time, but it sure is good to see you. It's been a long time, but it sure is good to see you.
Good to see you. It's good to see him. See, if we had tapes right now, we're dancing, we wouldn't have to deal with that kind of crap.
Embarrass me, technology. Went for a walk down to the dog park, because that's the first dog park we took our dog to after we got her from the Humane Society down on Queen. Let's hear it for dogs and for the Humane Society.
And their dog is the sweetest dog in the world. And I love all dogs, and I'm like, my God.
But ours is the best.
The
Yes.
strangle is
Apparently she misses me quite a bit, so my wife tells me, well, I understand that. You know, I am the treat dispenser. She calls me Pez. Countdown till the time we're together, but then what does that mean? Just another place to hang around. Those eyes that fill me up with a longing, taking over my life. Look at me like I can't do a thing. Do you want to tell me how much it is you need me, or are you saying you would rather be alone? Do you want to tell me how when you're around me, you're scared of shaking down a heart beside you? Is it something on the state of your mind, or is it simply the way it is? Sometimes I wonder why, with the kinds of words you wanna know why, make it that much harder just to live. Do you want to tell me how much it is you need me, or are you saying you would rather be alone? We're together, but then what does that mean? Just another place to put my pride. Those eyes that lead the way to a price despite being harder to pay. Guarantee that I'll be satisfied. Do you want to tell me how much it is you need me, or are you saying you would rather be alone? Tell me how when you're around me, you're scared of taking down a heart beside your own.
Here's the newest song. Me and Kevin we're planning on recording some new songs for the Grapes of Wrath, hopefully. Hopefully this song is going to be on the new record. It's called I Live For You, and it's about forever love. It goes a little bit like this.
I live for you. What can I say? You're all I want every day. And if we fall, you hold me up. And when it's dark, you bring sun. I live for you. gets hard, we'll find a way. And all the times I walked away, I was adrift. You call my name, so hold me close and don't let go. I need you here, I need you now. I live for you. And all the times it looks so bad, when I came back and found you here, so hold me close and don't let go. I need you here, I need you to know I live for you. I live for you.
So, the last couple of shows I've been doing, I've prefaced this song by telling a story about a dream I had recently, but asked Tom, should I tell that story? And Tom just said, well, it does go on. It's like,
Shut up! I love all your stories. I
every
didn't know you were going to tell the audience that.
No, every time I tell my wife in my dreams, she says the same thing. She said, well, I guess you had to be
I
there.
think
No. It's really not worth it. No. I think I've said enough. I've probably said way too much. And the song is called A Dream. We shot a very sad video for it back in 1985 on a rooftop in Vancouver. Well, we looked sad. It was a beautiful sunny day. See the mountains, and it was really, really quite nice, but we looked miserable.
Nothing worse than being signed to a record label and having people film a video for you.
I know.
It pisses me off thinking about that.
Well, we did have to, because we were indie at the time, so we had to carry all the equipment up 8 flights of stairs, because this building didn't have an elevator. It was pre-electricity, I guess. However, every room, every apartment apparently had a bed that would pull out of the wall.
It's futuristic.
For its time. Yeah.
Lincoln stayed there. Lincoln, huh?
I'll need one of these.
Okay, this song was written, we were doing our first European tour. We did 2 European tours. And this first one was, it doesn't really matter what date it was, because I always forget. I think it was 1990, 89, 90? Gavin?
I think it was 90.
Was it 90?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay, 90. Anyways, we're touring on the Now and Again record, but this song came out on the These Days record afterwards. But that's neither here nor there. So basically, I had started going with this girl who I just really loved a lot, and like she kind of wrecked the whole tour for me, basically. Well, she did, because the whole tour I was so homesick, and you know, you think like I was like what, maybe 20, 22, 23 or something like that, and this is like the greatest chance in your life, you know, to tour Europe every night. But I was so depressed, and I was trying to, you know, and there was no cell phones back then. And it was like the time difference was like 8 hours, and you know, you play a gig and it's like 4 in the morning. Why did you get, you know, what are you doing? Why can't you answer my phone call at 5 o'clock in the morning? Are you cheating on me? I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, to make a long story short, I called her from Madrid, and we talked for like an hour on the phone. And this is like from the hotel room, and you shouldn't do that, right? Because I went down the next day to the pay, and the guy, this was before the euro, and he was like, 30,000 pesetas. I was like, okay, what is that? $30? I mean, she's awesome. 30, but now it's $300. And so this is back when you had to buy traveler's checks, and so we had these traveler's checks. So I for the whole tour, I bought a book of $500 worth of traveler's checks. I basically signed them all off just for that one phone call. But it was worth it, because we had 2 beautiful children together. Yes. And we're not together anymore, unfortunately. But I still love her. I do. And this song is dedicated to her. It's called I Can't Find My Home. It goes a little bit like this.
Feeling down, oh so down, and I can't do a thing. It's been so long since I have seen the place. Each day it looks as though I'll never stay. What can I do to get to you? I've been waiting all these days. The way I'm feeling right now, it's like I'll never get back. When I can't find my home. Through night and day, the pictures fade. I'm living in the past. Remember a place where everything is right, where I can lie beside you every night. What can I do to get to you? I've been waiting all these days. Like I'll never get back when I can't find my home. But oh, your eyes, I can't see them anymore. You're like an old friend I can see before, but I can't hear or touch you anymore. To you, I've been waiting all these days. The way I'm feeling right now, it's like I'll never
I love Kevin's little George Harrison version.
Well, I feel that we've kind of developed a rapport over the last hour and a bit, so I'm going to open up to you guys. This song, when I was 16, right before I turned 17, my dad went on a business trip from which he did not return. Coincidentally, the wife of a high school principal in our town also went away on a trip and didn't return. That's not fair to say. They returned 6 months later when they ran out of money in a station wagon with New Mexico license plates. But I digress.
What were they doing?
Well, they'd actually gone down to Arizona because they were going to get picked up by a spaceship out in a field, and they're actually. You know, my dad told me about this later. He goes, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of people out there in this field waiting to get picked up by a spaceship." Yeah, a lot of them were from Germany. And he said, and he goes, "Yeah, so then everybody's there all night and they're all excited, and then, of course, getting a little bit less excited when the sun starts coming up, and then they realize the spaceship isn't coming. Like, really, you think?"
I just can't believe it didn't happen.
No. I'm stunned. Anyway, we've all been there.
Coming over mountains, the pale beside the wall between us now. Since I refuse to play alone, it's always been another to do the damage you live every day. Leaves you cursing for escape. Each day I see a ball and chain grow a little more green. Watch you corner pain, saying nothing's gonna change. Why is the world so damn unkind? One so righteous in her mind. Sun will rise and shine. Will you never find your peace of mind? My father couldn't bother to play the kind of role a child required. Instead I just tried here in time. With so much shit to conquer, to fear the Lord while so-called friends don't phone. You know the pain is not that wrong. Each day I see a ball and chain grow a little more gray. And watch you cold and pain, saying nothing's gonna change. Why is the world so damn unkind? What's so righteous in our mind? So rise and shine, will you never find your peace of mind? Coming over mountains, the pale beside the wall between us now. See our traces bear and fall. My father couldn't bother, and now he's back to find his place again. Sorry, but the book's been burned. Each day I see a ball and chain grow a little more gray. Watch you come and they say nothing
we're gonna do a song. Remember Much Music? How fantastic Much Music was. It was. The good old days.
They just put it to bed recently.
Well, they took MTV to bed. I don't know. Maybe Much Music's been to bed for longer. I didn't know if they actually showed videos on MTV for the last. 10
I don't have a TV.
It was a big thing in the news. But anyway, yeah, back in the good old days, it was great. Like it was always. I know for me, like I used to live in this house with a bunch of guys and a couple girls and a big party house, and it was on every day. We sit around having drinks before going out. It was, of course, all waiting. I was waiting for my video, our video to come on. It's like,
there's me.
we can't go yet. I think our video's gonna come back on.
your voice is going, act cool.
I'm awesome. But this song is from those days, and this song is from the album called These Days, which was produced by John Leckie, who went on to produce Radiohead after that. He got all his ideas off of us, basically. No, he was a good guy, though. And, anyway, so I remember when we did the demoing for this record. We always do maybe 30 songs or something like that, and the record label goes, capital EMI goes, okay. Here's our A list and here's our B list. So the A list had like 3 songs, the B list had like 40 songs. But anyway, John Leckie said like this song was in the B list, and he goes, I really like that song, but it needs some sort of like good guitar line. I wrote this song, and so Kevin comes up with this line.
I worked all night on it too.
And you can see how well dressed we are because of this line.
Yes. I remember another thing with John Leckie. He had to get permission from the Stone Roses to work with us because he'd done their first album that was a big deal in England, I guess, and amongst certain people around the world. And so he was always waiting for the call because they paid him in advance to work on the next record. And then when we toured Europe, and he came to our show in London, and I said, "Oh, so what's going on with the Stone Roses?" He goes, "Oh, I quit the record." "Oh, really? Why?" And he said, "Well, because they were doing too much drugs." And I said, "Oh, that's a thing?"
So we still signed him on. After he said that, we still okay. I guess he's not okay. Let's produce. I'm just joking. Anyway, so Kevin comes up with this guitar line, changed everything. Like I said, look at us now.
I hope you're ready for it. It's quite incredible.
It goes a little bit like this. It's called "I Am Here." Eric and Longest. I'm joking. I know.
There are times when all is wrong, and no one knows whose side you're on. It's not too clear to me. Everyone sees what they see, but I don't see you listen to me. It's not too clear to me. I heard you talk of everything. I'm not trying to disagree. All I know is I'll be there, and I will care. Sunshine, it's like I'm not, but I am here. Try looking up today. Try looking a new way. It's all right here for you. How could you talk of everything? I'm not trying to disagree. All I know is I'll be there, and I will care. Sometimes it's like I'm not, but I am here.
speaking of much music, we had to make videos back then. So somewhere along the line, we started working with this video editor who, I mean, he did his job well, but he was terrifically annoying to be in an editing suite with. Like,
Why was that, Kevin?
oh god, like his sense of humor. He had this horrible, oh really, you stupid stinking pile of sheep shit or whatever, like. It's like, oh, haha, you're insulting me. That's great. And also, I thought he had allergies, but no, it turned out the sniffling had another root cause. But I thought there's no way, he's a drug addict. I thought that, I thought cokeheads were like Sly Stone, with like no shirt on. And, no, he was like the nerdiest. It was like if Nardwar was a cokehead.
The bathroom like every 5 minutes. Same thing. We're doing the "What Was Going Through My Head" video. He did the same video, and I was there for that. And me and Kevin just talked about it for the first time because the experience. And it was like, like he was going to the bathroom every 5 minutes, and he was just so unhealthy too. It was like these dark editing suites, and he's eating like cheeseburgers all day, and he's like going to the bathroom every 5 minutes. And he's like, it was like, oh.
And his creepy friends would come over like once a day, and I remember he was saying, oh, you should get him to do your record cover. It's like, really? Why? Anyway, he took Polaroids. Yeah, sure. We'll have a Polaroid of us as our record cover. That sounds like a good idea. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
I can wait. Hours of hiding spent apart, a wall is all we'd share. About the closest you could get, about